Okay, guys, today let's see about shell scripting. Okay, and before that, we can see some important commands which we will be using while writing shell scripting. Okay, so first let's start with echo. Okay, so what is echo? So, for example, if you want to display anything, okay. So, for example, if you want to display anything, like for example, you're writing a script and you want to display if certain condition is matched, it should write something like that, okay. Then what command you have to use? You have to use echo. So, in general, like in case if you go to some mountains and if you shout something, whatever you say, same thing will be echoed, right? Similarly, echo command, what it does, for example, if we give echo hello, okay, we will get the output as hello. Okay, this is like a very important thing, like in case if you want to check any of the criterias, then we will be using this echo command. Okay, okay, so next command. Okay, so for example, we are writing some script. Okay, and then for example, we have to write some calculator. Okay, a equal to 5, b equal to 7. Okay, then it will give output as a plus b equal to like c equal to a plus b. Then it will give output as a plus b equal to c and 7 plus 5 equal to 12. Okay, but this, it will not be constant, right? It will be keep on changing. Okay, here you can give anything, like now we have given 5 7, later we can give 99, 87, or whatever it is. Okay, so we have to give the command for the, like we have to pass in the commands in shell, right? So how we can pass in the command? So in case if you want to pass in any command, then you have to give it in read. Okay, read means it will read the input. For example, read hyphen p, and then we have to get the name of a user. Okay, then you can give enter your name. Okay, and then you have to pass in a variable, for example name. Okay, then in case if you have to print this name, then you can pass echo equal to, like in case if you want to tell hi, and then you can pass in dollar symbol. Okay, dollar and then name. So what will happen in when it tells like read hyphen p and then enter your name, then you will pass in as in case if you want to your, like here I have given name. For example, you can give like xyz or anything. Okay, any variable you can pass. So you have to pass in that variable here. Okay, so let's see each and everything in shell script here. Okay, so we have this terminal open. Now let's see how this echo works. Okay, is it visible properly?
No, so
Okay, let me fix that one. Okay, so for example, we have to display something. Okay, now what we have to use? We have to use echo. Okay, now in echo, so we have to pass in single quotes or double quotes, and then for example, I am telling hello. Okay, if you see, I've got the output as hello. Okay, for example, if I am telling something like Ashok, so we will get output as Ashok. Okay, so when this will be used, for example, we are writing some condition and then we have to display if it matches certain condition, this has passed. Okay, then it will display this has passed. Okay, so in case if we want to display something, then we have to use echo. Okay, now in case we are writing something and we have to get the input. Okay, user input, then what we have to use? Then we have to use read. Okay, for example, we have to pass read. Okay, hyphen p. So for example, I am asking someone's name, enter your name. For example, you are going into some website. For the first time when you write something, it will ask your name, your date of birth, and your place of birth, etc., right? So these things will be written in this format. Okay, so uh, we have given read hyphen p, and then this is like whatever you want you can give. Okay, and then after this is done, you have to pass in some variable. Okay, for example, I am giving it as name. Okay, so I'm just done this one, right? So enter. So if you see here, it is asking enter your name. Okay, I'm just giving Ashok, enter. Okay, this is done. Now, in case if we have given the name, now I have to check what is the name given. Okay, so what I have to give? Echo, and then in case if you want to see any variables, you have to give dollar, and then this is the variable, right? So we have to give this one. Okay, name. Okay, I will just enter this one. If you see here, when I do echo dollar name, name is the thing we have given here. Okay, it is showing us Ashok. Okay, so next, okay, read hyphen p, enter your age. Okay, so enter your age, and for our reference I am giving the name as age. Okay, so it is asking, so I have given. Now echo dollar age. So when I give echo dollar age, it is giving 31. Okay, so similarly, in case if you want to write some script, there you have to ask name of a user and age of a user, then you can create like this. Okay, you have to give it as read, and then if you want, we have to pass in a variable, and then in case if you want to display that one, you can use echo. Okay, so always try to use these meaningful words so that it will be easy for you when you write the script. Okay, this is done. And in case like you at which place you are working, okay, at which directory you are working, you have to use pwd. Okay, if you use pwd, it will show the current working directory. Okay, and then cd and ls, these things, you know. And in case if you have to create a file, we have to use touch. Okay, so let's create a directory. um, so I'm creating a directory called script, cd script. Okay, ll. So we don't have any files here. Okay, now what I am doing now, I want to create a file. Okay, I will just create it as touch. Okay, and then we can give the name as file.txt. Okay, now the file is created. So if you see, file is created. So in case if you want to see the content of this file, then we have cat file.txt. So there is nothing. Okay, okay. And then in case if you have to remove rm copy cp, and then in case if you have to rename anything, then you can use rename like rm, like mv. So rm is for remove, and for move mv, and for rename also it will be mv. Okay, and then we have some statements. Okay, for example, what is statements? So let's assume, okay, if, okay, um, a equal to apple. Okay, then print this is an apple. Okay, so in case if we give the in point like if a is an apple, then, okay, then print this is an apple. Okay, else, echo. Okay, here also it will be echo, not print. Okay, else echo this is not an apple. Okay, so if we start with if, it should end with fi. In the reverse, it has to end. Okay, fi. So what it will check, if a equal to apple, then it will echo this is an apple, else it will display like this is not an apple. Okay, similarly, for example, in case if you want to check any of the files whether that file exists or not, then it will echo the file exists, else it will display like file doesn't exist. Okay, so we have many things like we have if else, this is called if else. statement, okay, and then we have for loop, and then we have while loop. So all these are like common in all the programming languages. So all these are called conditional statements, okay. So we have like for loop, while loop, everything. So this, in case if you want to check something in a loop continuously, then you can use these statements, okay. So now let's see an example like how we can use this one. So now let's try to create an shell script. Okay, let's name it as test.sh. Okay, okay, touch test.sh. Okay, so vi test.sh. So this is the vi editor. So let me write an if statement. Okay, if, okay, um, we have created one file, right? File.txt. Let's check whether that is there or not. Okay. So before that, we have to know the location. Okay. I will just give escape pwd. Okay. So this is the location. Okay. Copy and then ls. So this is the file.txt. Okay. Now I am writing the test.sh script. Okay. So vi test.sh. So I have to check if, first we have to insert if, okay, always you should open and close these braces. So okay, one second, this vi it is having some issue. I will just open it in nano. Okay, nano is also an editor. Okay, so if, so here we have to check the file, right? So always the file will be identified with -f. Okay, so what is the path we have to check? We have to check the path. So this is the file, right? So this is the path. Okay, so in this path, um, colon, then echo else echo doesn't exist. So if we see here, we are using if statement. Okay, if the file is there in this location, then it will tell file exists. Okay, else echo the file doesn't exist. Okay, we have to give this one, and then if it starts with if, it has to end with fi in the reverse of if. Okay, so now let's save this one. Okay, so ls hyphen l. Okay, so it whenever we have to run this one, we have to give the execute permission. Okay, chmod plus x test.sh. Okay, now if you see, this will be turned into green. Okay, ls. So okay, now we can execute the script. If you see here, what is the output? File exists. Okay, why it is telling file exists? Because in this path we are checking for file.txt. That's why it is existing. Okay, now let me try to remove this file, rm hyphen rf file.txt. Okay, now we don't have file.txt. Okay, now I will run this command again. I will just execute this shell script. Okay, so how you can execute shell script? You have to start with dot slash and then test.sh. Okay, I will just enter this one. If you see here, file doesn't exist. So similarly, like in case if you want to check certain criteria, like whether the file exists or not, or if certain conditions matches or not, then actually you can use if else statement. Okay, now I will try to create the file again. Touch file.txt. Okay, now I will run the script again. If you see here, file exists. So in case if you have to check something or do some work, then you can use these if else statements. Okay. Now let's see what is for loop. Okay. So for example, you have to check something continuously in a loop, then you can use for loop. Okay. So let's create a file touch for data sh. I will just create the for loop. I will just use nano for dot sh. Okay. So always the for loop will be starting with for. Okay. For loop will start with for. Okay. For example, let's take a numbers. Okay. Like 1 to 5, and then we have to echo numbers. Okay. So what we have to do for I. Okay. In, and then we have to give the range. For example, we have to check 1 to 5. Okay, we can't give 1 2 3. Okay, okay, let's see one more thing. Like in case if you want to print five numbers, okay, we have two options. Okay, one is echo 1, echo 2, echo 3, echo 4. Okay, so now let's try to run this one. Okay, for dot sh. If you see here, we want to print 1 2 3 4. We have got this one. Okay, now someone tells you to write till 100. Okay, then what you have to do? You have to do echo 5, echo 6, echo 7, echo 8, echo 9, echo 10. Okay, you take some 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then you write till 100. Okay, but again someone comes and tells you to write till 1000, then you will be spending 1 hour or 2 hour to write that one, right? So in order to reduce the time and how we can write it in an easy way, we can use for loop. Okay, similarly, in case if you want to continuously check certain things in your clusters or something, then you can use for loop. Okay, so how for loop will be used? So you can use for condition for I in. Okay, so for example, previously when we have to check for 0 to 4, we have used echo, right? Now what we can do, we can use range. Okay, so let's print 10 digits. So to print 10, we can use, first you have to start with 1 or whatever digit you have to start, and then give, and then you can give the end number. Okay, so that it will print in that range. Okay, so for each and every line you write, you have to close it with semicolon. Okay, so you have to close with semicolon. For loop, we have, for if loop, for if condition, we have used if else, right? So for we have to do for do, and then it has to end with done. Okay, for loop, it has to start with do, and then it has to be done with done. Okay, so for I in range 1 to 10, what we have to do, we have to print the number, right? So we can print echo. So simple, like we have to give dollar I, because that is the variable we have passed, right? So what we can do, we can just print dollar I. That's it. Okay, okay, control X. Okay, now let me try to run this for script. Okay, if you see here, it is printed 1 to 10. Okay, now I will go to this nano, and then in case if you have to modify something, like still good, like number, we can give like this. And then for example, if you want to print till 100, okay, I just changed 1 to 100. Okay, just do control X, y, save, and then I will just execute. If you see, number 96, number 97, number 100, so we got all the numbers till 100. Okay, so these things will be very useful in case if you are doing some automations and all. You can check certain task multiple times. Okay, so this is for loop. And while loop. Okay, so in case if you want to count something, okay, for example you have some task and you have to count till like 10 times or less till 15 times. Okay, then we can use while loop. Okay, so for example let's write a script while dot sh. Okay, sorry, touch while dot sh nano while dot sh. Okay, so always when you write while loop, you have to define certain value like how it has to be verified. Okay, so let's assume like a. Okay, a equal to 1. Okay, and then we can write a while loop. While, and then it has to be the open braces, and then we have to give dollar a is less than or equal to. Okay, what is le? L means less or equal to 5. Okay, and similar to for loop, it also should be start and end with do and done. Okay, do, and then it has to end with done. Okay, so what it will check, initially it will take the value as 1. Okay, and then it will print till it is less than or equal to 5, means it will print till 5. Okay, once it crosses 5 it will stop. But in for loop it will go till certain range, right? But in while loop it will stop at 5. Okay, so how we can do, in order to print we have to use echo. Okay, and then let's assume a. Okay, we are printing a, right? So let's assume a, and then we have to give dollar a. Okay, and then first time what it will happen, first it will give 1. Okay, 1 is less than or equal to 5, right? So it will print 1. Next it will, we have to increase the number, right? So to increase the number we have to give it like, so for example if you want to increase, you have to open double braces, and then you have to give, for here we are using a, right? So a plus plus. So what it will do, it will increase. Okay, first it will be 1. Next time it will be like a plus a. A plus a is 2, right? So it will give 2. 2 is less than 5, right? So again it will print 2. Then this number will be updated with 2, right? So again 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Then it will increase to 4. It is less than or equal to 4. Then again it will be 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. When it goes to 6, 6 is greater than 5, right? So it will end the process. Okay, this is how it will work. So I am used with the VI editor. That's why I am getting WQ. Okay, so let me write this one. Okay, now the output will be 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so there is some error, let me check. Let's see whether this space issue. Okay, okay, if you say here a equal to 1, a equal to 2, a equal to 3, a equal to 4, a equal to 5. Why it stopped at 5? Because we have given the condition like that. Okay, and guys, when you open and close these braces, give spaces. Okay, otherwise you will see that issue. Okay, now if I want to change, for example if you want to check some condition 5 times, you can use while loop. Okay, now if I give the condition as 15, then it will check 15 times. Okay, so after 15 times it will stop. Okay, now let me run again. If you see, it has come till 15. Okay, so in case if you want to check some condition like certain times, you can use this while loop. Okay, and for loop is for checking the status of certain things in a loop. Okay, and in case if you want to like check any of the processes running, we know the command, right? It is ps-ef. Okay, so this will be the process. So in case if you want to automate something to delete any of the process and all, you can use this ps-ef. Okay.